Okay, cameras focused, brilliant. Okay, hi guys, it's DJ Pete here with a YouTube video for you today. So today I'm going to show you some of the DJ equipment I've got, what they are, and what I do with them. So I've got two cases. The rest of the stuff I'll show you is in my bedroom, so that'll be on the next video. So first of all, I'm going to show you what I've got in my DJ flight case. I've got two of them, and I'll show you the top one first, and then I'll show you the bottom one and what they're ideal for. Now these cases normally you can put CDs in them, but I've used them for sun cows. So anyway, so I'm going to show you what's inside this wonderful, well, I say it's a bit old now. It's I'll just quickly show you. The case has had a bit of wear on it. It's getting a bit old, but they do the job. So I'll lift the case up. I got these cases from a friend of mine. He was also a DJ, but doesn't do it no more, and they were full of CDs, and he decided, rather than chucking it in the bin, to give them to me. I think there was about 3,000 CDs, over 3,000 CDs he gave to me. Bear in mind, I've got quite a few CDs myself, but rather than chuck them in the bin, he asked if I wanted them, and I said, yeah, that's perfectly fine. I offered him something for it, but he said, no, as long as you look after them, which I'm sure you will. As a DJ, I always look after my CDs, so yeah, great. But this case had CDs in it, but I've used it for, still use it for DJ related stuff, but to house other stuff in, which you'll see in a minute. So you won't necessarily inside the case, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the case, move one of the cases back, and then put this on the sofa and show you what I've got. Now what you're seeing in front of you is just a case at the moment, and so I unfortunately, the way the camera is, it's a bit tricky. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up the camera. I'm using a Fire Kindle tablet, so just bear with me a second. So okay, so what I've got here, you can just roughly see a case. You can roughly see the case, but it's got other stuff in, so the camera's a bit, it's hard to see what's inside the case, so I'm just going to have to get them out for now and then I'll explain. Okay, so I've got two microphones. This is one of my microphones. As you can see, I've made put it in the case so that you don't get any scratches and damages or leaving them around on the floor, because that's what I used to do, because I couldn't be asked getting cases for them. But it's good to try and put your microphones in cases. One thing that I also found at the time, if you can't afford cases to put your DJ microphones in, just buy yourself a pencil case and just put a bit of foam padding in there, and that will do the job. But obviously somebody very kindly who used to DJ, but doesn't DJ no more, and give me a load of CDs. So like I said, they give me 3,000 CDs, and they got some old cases, which I thought, yeah, they're a bit battered, but they do the job. I want to get some new cases because I want them to be more tidy looking, but that's just me. Or I could just spend a bit of time in doing these cases up, but they do the job. Inside the cases, I will pull one out to show you, if I can do this one-handed. There you go. So inside the case, you have these foam padding dividers, which divide the case, so you can put a load of CDs in your DJ flight case. I use them for putting other stuff in, and they're ideal for putting microphones in, so that if you want to put your microphones in to keep them safe, to stop them from moving about, they are ideal. for that. And so there you go. Also, I was showing you, the microphone. This is a very good microphone. It's got some weight to it, and believe it or not, it's actually got some nice low. It's got some nice reverb to your voice. The bass, and you get a nice sort of like crisp, clear sound on your mids and your vocal, on your high mids and your low mids. So when I say bass, you get a nice raspy sound on the microphone. So it kind of sounds like you're in a bingo hall when you're doing bingo. So it's actually quite cool. And then I got another microphone, which I voted because that's just me. This is another microphone, which has, if you look at the mic head, it has a blue band. It's not a Beta 58 or the Shure 58. Their microphones are really expensive, but I've just put elastic band around it because to me it just looks nice with elastic band around. And it does look like a Beta 58, but it's not a Beta 58. It's because I've put a elastic band, because most microphones have the elastic band on it to represent the mics that they make and they sell. You can get other microphones that are like the Beta 58, but just be warned, they're not the original. Some you can buy can be knockoff. So just if you do buy microphones and you want the original Beta 58, you're better off going to a local music shop, or if you know any DJs that have been DJing for a while, you could ask them if they got any Beta 58s, and they'll be able to guide you and tell you, because a lot of people out there that try and sell you Beta 58 microphones and say it's in the high-end quality, and then you find out that they break after 2 to 3 weeks and they're not the original microphones. So there's a lot of copies out there. Now some copies are not bad, but I found over the years when I used to buy microphones, they don't last as long. So the more you pay, the slightly better the microphone. But that's not always the case. It can sometimes be the other way around. This microphone cost me around about between £76. So this one cost me about £76. Then obviously the first one you saw, this one was a little bit more. This one cost me about £95, but this one's a little bit heavier, but it's got more of a robust metal to it. But I paid a bit more for this one. If you want to go really high end, then you're going to end up spending £900, maybe more than that. Some microphones cost at least around about £8,000 due to the actual materials that they use. Now I know some people think that's a bit expensive just for them one mic or two mics, but at the end of the day, you pay for quality. They're going to last a lot longer for that price. They should do anyway. If you do have issues with microphones that cost that much money, don't worry, you can always take them back and they can always look at them and give you either a return, or it could be just a manufacturing issue. But 9 times out of 10, if you buy a microphone for say £8,000, then they're going to be working like a workhorse. I bought microphones in the past which were, I think I paid about £30 to £45. They're from a company called Pro Sound. The issue I had with them, just as an explainer, however you pronounce the word, the way they were designed is the actual microphone itself had a good, sturdy, heavy metal body to it, but the microphone head was half metal and half plastic. So bits that got plastic on eventually broke due to just, being on the table and then falling on the floor. Because it happened, I'm just clumsy. But the mics didn't last on because the mic capsule inside lost a lot of bass. I lost a lot of low end on the microphone. So every time I was talking through a microphone, it sounded like it sounded like I was talking underwater. Now, obviously, I took them into a music shop and asked if there's any way that they could fix them. and they said for the amount of money I paid for it, it'll be a lot better just to buy another microphone. So while I was in the music shop, I saw some microphones. So I went and bought one, then I bought another one. And the mics I've got now, I've had them for a while, and I've had no problems with them. Yes, you do get a bit of feedback, but that's due to the speaker and your microphone. So make sure when you do have your microphones plugged in, make sure you have your speakers a bit more further apart. The more better quality the microphone, the less feedback you're going to get, depending on the dispersion of the polar pattern, which is a catchall, which is a magnet of the inside the microphone, which I'll explain that in another depth video. Okay, so inside my case, you've got microphone leads. Now, when you buy microphone leads, I always say, as much as you try and save money, buy dearer microphone leads because they last longer. I bought microphone leads in a pinch because they were cheap, and the solder joints are crap and they don't last long, and then they just break and then you just waste your money. 10 quid, not worth it. I bought microphone leads for like 70 quid to £95 and more, and some I bought for like £85. So the more you pay, the more better the solder joint's going to be, and the more better the parts are. So these are, I'll just get one out because they're all tangled. And when you're wrapping your leads, make sure you do the over and under technique. If you're doing the over the arm constantly, you're going to cause tangles, and that'll eventually damage your cables. I've been there myself where I damaged my cables because I used to wrap them wrong. So I'll do over and under loop. If you're doing the over and over loop, it's just going to cause too much of a bend in a coil, and therefore the wires are eventually just going to bend, and they're going to bend the wrong way, then they'll snap. So if you do the over and under technique, your mic leads, they'll last much longer, depending on how much you pay for them. So they're the mic leads. This is the case. I don't know if you'll be able to see inside. Oh, you can just about see inside. There you go, and that's where the mics are going to be when I buy another 2 set of mics that I want the same to match on the mic stand, so when I do karaoke. Okay, so this will be the end of this video. Hope it hasn't been a bore. So go and check out the other videos that I've done, and then I'll upload these ones, and then when I do a next video, I'll upload that one. So you don't have to technically watch them in order, but it's always a good scenario to watch them in order, so you get the idea. The second video that I did was about my DJ mixer, my other new DJ mixer that I bought. I've been having some slight issues with it, but it's starting to behave itself, but it just has its on and off days like a car, I suppose. One day a car wants to work and the next day it doesn't. That's just the way it is. Okay, so thank you for this video, and I hope I haven't bored you. And if you really are into DJ related, I'm more willing to show you some DJ tips on what I've learned and what might help you when you want to learn how to become a DJ, whether it's a turntable DJ or CDs, which I'll explain in the next video why I transferred to CDs instead of records. So, DJ P, as always, thank you, practice and enjoy. DJ P.